Wesca, Georgia, the campus of Reinhardt University. Underway between the Buffaloes of Milligan and the Reinhardt Eagles as this is roped down the first base line. Quick play down to home plate. And Milligan able to defend. Welcome inside of Ken White Field. Gabriel Schrei here alongside me, Lorenzo Robinson for college baseball, and glad you're along for the ride today. Reinhardt University came out swinging full speed last night, took down the Buffaloes 11-0 in the first game of this three-game series.
And a very important three-game series between these two teams.
Chopped, roped right over the middle. Eagles coming home. Put a run on the board and make it 2 as he slides across home plate. Reinhardt University out in front at home in game 2 of 3 in this triple-header series.
And that was a 2 RBI single by Louis Dion. And when it comes to players who have been just on fire so far this season, I don't think there's a player on this team with a hotter bat right now than Louis Dion. 2 games ago had 2 home runs against Cumberland. Yesterday went 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs in the first game of this series, and he picks up right where he's left off.
1 on board over at 1 for the Reinhardt Eagles. 2 away in the bottom of the second inning, but a 2-run lead as this fouls off over the backstop.
But as I was alluding to earlier, this is a very important series when you talk about Appalachian Athletic Conference play. 2 teams that are probably amongst the top 3 or 4 teams in the conference. 2 teams that made the NAIA opening round a season ago.
Roped deep, back towards the wall. This one right near the Eagles logo on the padding as another run is coming home for Reinhardt University. He's in time, sliding across the plate to make it a 3-0 game. Reinhardt University out in front against the Buffaloes and looking good at home.
Absolutely looking great, and that's a 2-run double there. 2 RBI double by Robert Phelps, helping Reinhardt stay on fire here in the bottom of the second inning. And that's exactly what Reinhardt needs going up against a team in Milligan that's receiving votes in the top 25, a team that, again, made the NAIA opening round a season ago. And these 2 teams, they had a few instant classic matchups last season. In the regular season, Reinhardt went 2-1 against Milligan, but down in the Appalachian Athletic Conference tournament, these 2 teams did battle against each other 3 separate times. Milligan came away with a big-time win in the second game of that series to force what would become probably the game of the tournament. Reinhardt was able to be victorious 9-8. Milligan coming within 1 game of making an NAIA World Series appearance.
Lorenzo, you bring up the standings and the importance of this in the Appalachian Athletic Conference, and it becomes 10 times more important when you take into account the fact that Johnson toppled Tennessee Wesleyan last night.
Really? I did not know that.
They did.
Johnson's been playing really well this season.
0-1. This one outside for the ball.
And if you remember, Johnson was kind of middling a little bit last year when they had their series against Reinhardt. And they gave Reinhardt everything they could handle. If I remember correctly, it took 2 walk-offs for Reinhardt to be able to beat Johnson in that series. They ended up sweeping Johnson, but the Royals played really well in that series, and you felt like they may have been building something. And it seems like they just used that series against the Eagles last season as a launching pad in terms of their confidence for 2025. So last year, the AAC was able to get 3 teams into the NAIA playoff, the NAIA opening round, maybe see 4 teams in that tournament this season, possibly.
Got a hold of the 3-1, strike 2, the count now full.
Johnson also was able to beat Milligan earlier this season.
Payoff pitch coming for Reif. Got a hold of it, driven back to the right side. This one is going to be in play, well short of the wall, and retires the side. The Buffaloes hang on and prevent any further damage against the Reinhardt University Eagles. A 3-run side of the inning for RU. Welcome back to North Georgia and Ken White Field. College baseball on the Southeast Sports Network. It's 3-0 Reinhardt University Eagles. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson here with me. Lorenzo, Reinhardt building a nice little lead for themselves.
A nice lead indeed, and this is the kind of start that Reinhardt needs to have against a team like Milligan, a team that has a ton of talent, that has a lot of confidence. You need to be able to start fast, especially at home. That's exactly what the Eagles are doing.
This is a really good matchup for these two programs. You talked about it a little bit during the last half inning, but the Buffaloes making the trip down from Kingsport, Tennessee. That's about a 5-hour drive, no short task. And they've been really good so far this season. Reinhardt, obviously one of the best in America. A quick look at the record of these two programs before we go on. Milligan 14-8 overall. Reinhardt 16-3, 325 poll points. That makes them good for number 6 in the United States. Showed bunt. Strike one.
So as important as a series this is for Reinhardt, it's probably even more important for a team like Milligan, who felt that they're within a few eye blinks of being amongst the elite when you talk about the national teams, not just in this conference, but in the entire country.
Got a hold of the 0-1. This is controlled. One away on this side for Reinhardt's Eagles.
But more on that, falling 1 run short in the AAC tournament, 1 game short of an NCAA World Series appearance. This is a team that feels like they're right there knocking on the door of being one of the best teams in the country. They really want to show that they can hang with the big dogs and really compete with these teams. But so far, Reinhardt giving them everything they can handle and more.
Got a hold of it, driven back deep left side. Can he get under the ball? This one down along the chain link and sending him back very quickly 2 away.
If you're Tate Darren, you can't have a more ideal start to this game. Doing a nice job slowing down the Milligan lineup that has been very successful this season. Milligan, they're still looking for their first run of this series. They were held scoreless against Reinhardt's ace, Andrew Herbert, last night. So far, no runs scored here. They're looking for somebody, anybody to break the ice here in Waleska.
Count is 0-1, 2 away. This one zipped in real tight for the strike. Deering drops this in for the ball. Count 1-2. 2 away in this side of the third. 3-run game. Gets a hold of this, driven back right down the center, a little bloop as he's across one and safe for the Milligan Buffaloes. On the bag with a good hit is Baird, the leadoff and the shortstop.
A bloop indeed, and that may be exactly what the Buffs needed to kind of get going a little bit here. You don't have to get it all back in one fell swoop, but just put something on the board, keep you in striking distance.
I agree, that feels important. It feels like a tone-setting moment in this game. Milligan's Buffaloes saying, hey, we're hanging in there, we're part of this.
Series like these, that's what it's all about. It's all about having that certain level of belief. You want to be able to see that you can beat a team like this. You want to be able to feel that. It's hard to feel that when you don't have any runs on the board, but just getting something up can do a lot for your confidence as this game progresses.
I agree, that's the kind of good feeling you want, no matter what kind of program you're running. And that's zipped in as well, looking really good. Reif, 2-1 the count, 2 away. 1 on board. Standing over on the bag at 1 is Baird. The DH at the plate. 2-1, gets a hold of it through the infield, controlled by the shortstop, and a rope over to 1 in time. He got him, and that retires the side in North Georgia as Reinhardt University looking good on both sides of things today. We'll take a break along with these two and be back with more college baseball in just a moment on the Southeast Sports Network. Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia, as we flip to the bottom of the third where the Reinhardt Eagles will be at bat, and they're leading 3-0, looking good at home against Milligan's Buffaloes. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson here with me. Lorenzo, a really hot start for the Reinhardt Eagles.
Really hot start. Robert Phelps has been the leader in the clubhouse so far for the Eagles, 2 for 2 on the day. But how about Louis Dion, the job that he's done over the course of these last few games? He's becoming a player that Coach Burton can rely on and trust in a variety of different situations. He continues to rake at the plate and keep his hot streak going.
Now batting, number 30, Nash Croll.
Croll at the plate for Reinhardt University, one of the best sluggers in the entire country. It just seems like Croll gets better and better, Lorenzo.
Better and better indeed, and that's the way it's been for him throughout his Reinhardt career. He's been multiple-time all-conference selection and All-American. He's having another stellar season, batting .453 with 6 homers and 21 RBIs. Also a part of that Canadian connection that Reinhardt's been building over the years as well.
The first we've seen in the bottom of the third, Croll. The 1-2 from Reif. Held off, wanted to crank that bat, and gets ball 2. Two-two. Croll gets a hold of it, driven back to the right side. This one is trending in play, controlled and sending him back to the dugout. 1 away in the bottom of the third for Reinhardt University.
And that's what Spencer Reif has been for Milligan for much of this year. 3.38 ERA. He's been very, very effective on the hill for the Buffs. Started off a little slow in this game. You want to see him kind of settle in for his squad.
Oh, 1. Really tight on this as well. Stepping back, Vargas. He rolled by me earlier, got here really early to set up for the game, and had the wireless Bluetooth speaker going, bumping the tunes. Vargas fouls off.
What song was playing, do you know?
I don't. And it's not because I'm old. I know that's what you're going to say next.
No, I was just asking. I was just, broaching the subject.
1-2. Gets a hold of this down the right foul line and off over the top of the storage house out there. Lorenzo always gives me a hard time. I'm 30 years old. You'd think I was 106. He talks about 1994 like we didn't have color television. Chopper to the right side, and he snagged that over at 1. Goodbye, Mr. Vargas.
And we've seen a few nice plays made in the field over these past few innings for Milligan. That's exactly what they're going to have to do against a potent Reinhardt lineup.
I agree. It's a really, really tough Reinhardt side to compete against. It's why they're number 6 in the nation. They've been really good for a really long time. How do you hang with a team like that in conference play? The Buffaloes giving it their all. If a team could do it, other than Tennessee Wesleyan, it's Milligan.
That's what you would think. You would think by the way that Milligan played last season, the way that they've been this season. But I'm telling you, when I talked about it last week, watch out for those Johnson Royals.
Chop to the left, controlled in the infield, and the play over at 1 in time. He got him, and that'll send us to the top of the 4th inning between these two. 3-run lead for Reinhardt's Eagles. In Kingsport, Tennessee, it is title time. Hi, welcome. This is the Southeast Sports Network. Gabriel. So instead, we're going to step up on top of the hill where it's men's lacrosse. Reinhardt trailing to Weber International University 4-2 at the half. David Finney, Sports Information Director for Reinhardt, up on top of the hill. We'll also check in Southeast Tennessee in Athens. It's the Bulldogs taking on Siena Heights University, and at the half it's 4-3. Siena Heights Saints out in front. Looks like a good one over there. Right now, Reinhardt getting ready to get back to work. Just a reminder, you can get connected with the Southeast Sports Network on all your favorite social media platforms at SESN Sports. Find our website, SESNsports.com/how to watch. Find all the different ways you can tune in, Fire TV app, Roku stream, YouTube, and broadcasting locally on ETC Now, ETC3.
Number 13, Angel Logan.
About to get into the Buffaloes batting order. This is Lobo, the righty. He's over 1 today. Big swing, couldn't get the cut to make contact.
Lobo's had a very strong season for the Buffs so far, batting .378, 13 RBIs, 3 home runs. How about the job that Tate Deering has done over the course of this season so far? Really proving to be reliable as that second starter behind Andrew Herbert.
Takes a huge swing, and that punches him out. Lobo goes down swinging. 1 away on this side of the 4th inning for the Reinhardt Eagles.
And again, I don't think you can have a more ideal start to your outing than what Tate Deering has been able to do on the mound for Reinhardt in this game.
One for 1 today. Zipped in, strike 1 immediately. Floated over the plate, wanted every bit of it, and catches strike 2 in the process.
This is arguably Milligan's best player at the plate so far, Cade Kilhowahe.
0-2 outside for the ball.
Coming into this game batting .400 with 12 RBIs and 3 homers. Been a very consistent player for the Buffs over the course of his career.
The 1-2. Hangs off, also outside for a second ball. Kilhowahe doing a nice job of battling that pitch count.
And that's what we expect to see from him. That's what we've seen from him again over the course of his career at Milligan. Definitely not an easy out.
Jumper to the left, controlled down by 3, play over at 1, and across in time. This is a very close one, and with 2 away, he'll head back to the dugout.
You know what would really help in those situations with close calls or, we're very unsure of what's happening?
What would help?
Instant replay.
Instant replay would help.
At some point.
You're such a politician. You're going to get in trouble. This one's sent deep down the center and diving to make the play. Incredible, he gets under it. Hello, Sports Center. Hello, Mom. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th in North Georgia between these two programs. 3 runs to nothing. Reinhardt out in front.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back in North Georgia. It's college baseball on SESN. Glad you're with us. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson here with me. We flipped sides. Reinhardt quickly closed out against the Milligan Buffaloes, and now the Eagles will return to the batting side of things on the bottom of this inning where they lead by a trio of runs. Can they keep their success going? They've looked really good today. They've been really hot. Obviously a hot start yesterday, an 11-0 win. This is Iceman who will lead us off on this side of the inning. Strike one.
Iceman is one of those newer additions to this Reinhardt lineup that has really made his presence felt for the Eagles so far this year. Of course, Reinhardt had to replace a ton of production from a team that made the NAIA World Series a year ago, so there were some fair questions coming into this season. Who were going to be the guys that would step up, and just how would the team look replacing so many talented players? Barry Iceman's done a tremendous job stepping into his role. Another guy, Robert Phelps. Luca Boscarino as well. They've just had so many different guys step up and come into those roles and come into their own, and that's exactly what Reinhardt needed coming into this year to remain one of the best teams in the country.
2-2, he gets a hold of it to the right side. This one back towards the wall. Gonna be a play down in that corner as this one sails and leaves. Hello, goodbye. Touch 'em all on your way around, Mr. Iceman. It is 4-0 Reinhardt Eagles out in front of the Milligan Buffaloes. He cranks it, looks foul, it stays fair, and it's out of here to make it a 4-run lead for Reinhardt University, number 6 in America.
Number 6 in America, and Barry Iceman stepping up yet again for the Reinhardt Eagles with the big-time solo shot. And that's what's making this team so dangerous. You have guys that you expect to see play really well, guys like Nash Croll, Adrian Vargas, because they were on the team that made the World Series a year ago, but it's these guys like Barry Iceman, guys like Jacob Mantu, who's at the plate right now, Robert Phelps, who teams aren't used to seeing, but those are going to be the guys that when they step up That's what makes this team truly dangerous.
Iceman cranks the homer. Mantooth, righty, 1 for 1 today. Wanted every bit of that. Quick strike.
That was the second home run of the season for Iceman as well.
Reif delivers. Mantooth stamping back the ball. That one's outside of the zone.
Reif really needs to settle in here for Milligan. It's been a bit of a struggle for him in the early stages.
Chopper to the left, going to have a play down over at 1, and this is really close as he's going to be cut down. 1 away.
And that's a nice response there by Reif and the Buffs in the field to be able to shake off that solo home run. When you talk about hits that you're willing to surrender, you're not willing to surrender anything, right? But in terms of runs and hits that you're willing to surrender, a solo shot isn't the worst thing in the world. Hopefully, you're able to shake that off and not turn a mountain into a molehill. That's what Milligan was able to do there to secure it out.
Milligan really on damage control. This one fouled off to the left side. Got a good piece of it, just couldn't direct it. Morales, who's 0 for 1 now. Switch hitter.
So I've coined a phrase when we talk about these moments where Reinhardt scores runs in bunches. I've been calling it an Eagle avalanche. So an Eagle avalanche is always something that you have to be aware of, something that you have to make sure that you're on the right side of, because it can come at any moment. You never know when it's coming.
Chopper to the right, this goes foul. You're gonna get me in trouble.
Or I'll get myself in trouble. It doesn't matter, it's my last year.
1-2, Chopper to the left side and controlled 2 down as he can't get that one to find grass in North Georgia. So the Eagles will move on to the lineup as the second is returned to the dugout. And following Morales is Dion. Dion 1 for 1, the lefty.
I talked about it earlier, but Louis Dion, probably the hottest bat on the team, maybe the hottest bat in the country, maybe the hottest bat in America. 2 home runs in that game against Cumberland on Tuesday, 2 for 2 in the first game of this series. An RBI single earlier today. If I don't know anything, I'll tell you this. First week of March is definitely going to be a week that Louis Dion doesn't forget when you talk about what he remembers from this season.
With 2 away, the 1-1. Low, outside, that's a ball. The 2-1. Held off, suffers strike 2. Two is Chopper to the right side, coming down to control it and floated to first, where he's cut down, and that'll retire our side in North Georgia. It's a 4-run game. The Eagles out ahead of the Buffaloes as we flip to the top of the 5th. Back in North Georgia. Chopper to the right side, and we're off to a hot start on this half of the inning as Croll gloves it up and cuts down the man who was on the run, Lale, for the Buffaloes.
And Tate Deering continuing to just have a tremendous outing for the Reinhardt Eagles, and Milligan has been unable to figure him out. They're still searching for their first run of this series. I'm sure this is not the way that the Buffs expected this series to go or wanted this series to go. They're trying to find themselves and figure things out, but this Reinhardt ball club has just been on fire. They have 3 losses on their record, but they've only lost to one team so far this year, Tennessee Wesleyan. So it's not like a ton of people have been able to figure out Reinhardt this year. It's only been the #1 or now the #2 ranked team in the country. There's still a riddle that plenty teams around America are trying to figure out. And the Buffs right now next up, and they're not doing a great job of it either.
That one's low for the ball. Count 2-1, one away. Reinhardt a really nice lead. 3 runs in the bottom of the second, 1 in the bottom of the fourth. Buffalo's looking to dig into that on the top side of this 5th inning. Strike 2. Send him away. One away. One on board. This is low for the ball as well.
At the plate right now for Milligan, this is Reagan Smith, the rare freshman contributor, coming up here for Milligan, native of Alexander, North Carolina. And he's made a huge mark for the Buffs in his first season, batting .333. You can tell that Milligan's coaching staff has a lot of trust and faith in him to make him the leadoff guy in a series of this magnitude.
Lasered in for the strike. One away, one on board. Count 1-1. Strike 2. Well placed. This one's sent over to 1. Keeping him honest over there. And able to catch him. Off the bag, Croll gets it, tags him out. 2 down on the top side of the 5th as Reinhardt making things difficult.
Great awareness there by Tate Deering, seeing him creeping a little bit too far off that bag. Nash Croll able to get the tag, and now a strike can potentially retire the side.
The 1-2 with 2 away. Chopper to the left side, controlled down at 3, and a toss over to 1 as this one is going to be foul.
Again, Deering has just been sensational for Reinhardt this season so far. This is his 6th start of the year. 3-1 record, 3.24 ERA, and we saw it firsthand in those postseason games how important it is to have great depth in your pitching staff, and being able to have a reliable second starter like Tate Deering can go a long way towards making this team, again, a real contender for the NCAA World Series. And he's been so great that on many teams he would probably be their ace, but Andrew Herbert, one of the very best pitchers in the country.
The 2-2 is blasted to the left side. This is well in play, coming up to the very edge of the infield. That'll retire the side as Reinhardt takes a lead into the bottom of the 5th inning in Waleska, Georgia against the Milligan Buffaloes. Welcome back, Southeast Sports Network, and we're taking a little look around. This is up on top of the hill behind us in Waleska. Weber International leading 8-2 against Reinhardt University. We're going to take a peek up in Southeast Tennessee in Athens, where it's Tennessee Wesleyan and Siena Heights. 5-4 Bulldogs lead there. And this is in Columbia, South Carolina. The Koalas hosting the Bears. Truett McConnell leading 2-0. And in our game, it's all Reinhardt Eagles who are back at bat. Gabriel Schreiler, Enzo Robinson, glad you're here with us for all the action today for what's been a really good one. Holding off, wanted to take the big cut. Phelps steps back. That's strike 2. He's 2 for 2 on the day.
2 for 2 with 2 RBIs as well. Robert Phelps, the leadoff man for the Reinhardt Eagles. Another one of those newer players who's really stepped up in a major way.
Gets a hold of this. The 0-2 is sent to the left, and a great play down at 1 as he races to the bag and will be sent back to the dugout, 1 away. Phelps followed by Chamberlain in the order. He's 0 for 2 today. Very due. He's had a nice year.
He has had a nice year. Again, they only have 2 returning players in their lineup from their team a season ago. So it's been on guys like Cade Shamlee to really step up and keep this team around.
Driven back deep left side. This one is back to the wall and grabbed. 2 down in Waleska as he couldn't quite drive that one out of here. Buffalo's able to control and hang on.
And with the exception of that second inning, it has been a very, very well-played defensive game for Milligan. They made a few nice plays in the field. We've seen their pitcher, Rife, have some nice moments. But that second inning, one of those Eagle avalanches, really putting them on the wrong side of the 8 ball so far in this one.
Quick ball for Kroll. 2 down. Buffalo's in the driver's seat on this side. Rife is the one dealing. Kroll gets a hold of it. It goes foul.
So I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about it, you know, just because that's the day that this is. I'm a fan of the North Carolina Tar Heels basketball team, so you know it's a big day. North Carolina and Duke playing today.
I haven't thought about it.
It's the biggest rivalry in sports.
That's fine. It'll get the job done. This one sent right and trending foul as it's over the chalk and out of here. I'm sorry. I got to give you a hard time.
Hey, one thing I will say, it always delivers. I know they have Cooper Flag, but, you know, I'd like to think that we're going to give them a run.
Are you watching on campus?
I can't confirm nor deny.
1-2. Fouled off.
I don't know what my plan is after this. I mean, you know, anything can happen. I try not to plan too far in advance.
I felt that. Might try and do some softball. There's a 6 o'clock game. We'll see. 1-2. Really tight, and that's a ball.
Nash Croll's 0 for 2 so far, but Reinhardt still finding some offensive production in other places in their lineup.
With 2 away, 2-2. Croll hangs off. The count is full. The payoff pitch from Reif. Croll is going to be walked, and he'll take his place on the bag down at 1.
And that's what Nash Croll can do against pitchers. You don't really want to throw him something that he can easily strike at. You don't want to throw something at him that he can make a play on. So it's tough balancing, staying aggressive, and also trying to stay away from him. And we see that time and time again leading to walks. His plate discipline has really improved over the course of his Reinhardt career.
Vargas gets a hold of it, driven back deep left center. This one towards the wall. Adrian Vargas is going to be grabbed and sent back to the dugout as Reinhardt can't keep this side of the inning going. Buffaloes prevent any damage. Will break and return to North Georgia in just a moment with more college baseball.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire Tablet with just a few clicks.
Back in North Georgia, flip sides, top of the 6th inning where it's 4-0 Reinhardt Eagles. Big 4-run lead over the Buffaloes. Dropped in low. Count 1-1.
Right now, Tate Deering is the author of a signature game thus far for the Eagles. He's only surrendered 2 hits against the potent Milligan lineup. Really stepping up.
The 1-1 chopped to the right side. An easy play for Nash Croll, who steps onto the bag and sends him back to the dugout. 1 away.
Now batting, number 11, Braxton Baird.
Baird, the leadoff in this lineup. After Berkey retired quickly. We'll see what the shortstop can do. The lefty is 1 for 2 today. Braxton shows bunt, takes a strike.
And if you're Reinhardt, right, these are the series where you really want to make a statement. You really want to show that there's some separation between you and other teams in your conference. That Tennessee Wesleyan series, for those who weren't able to follow it or able to see those games, seeing Reinhardt drop all 3 contests maybe gave some teams a semblance of, hey, they can be had. They are a team that maybe they aren't quite as good as their ranking would suggest. Reinhardt stepping up in a major way, beating a very good Cumberland team earlier this week, and right now in control of this series against another team that's right on the edge of the top 25 in Milligan.
1 away. 2-1. Very tight, nearly took that for ball 3. Thankfully able to twist his body away. I thought he was about to take that pitch.
Those are never good feelings either, to be able to get one of those, especially in the upper body area.
3-1 is a rocket out towards the fence as Baird is safely across the bag over at 1.
So Milligan on board with their 3rd hit of the game, and 2 of those hits coming courtesy of Baird.
Number 12,
But they're going to need someone else to come and step up. Right now it's just been a challenge for them going up against Tate Deering.
Baird on board over at 1 away. That one's floated outside, ball 1.
Never want to look too far ahead, right? Especially when you have a series like this in front of you, but there is a very, very important game coming up on Tuesday. 6th-ranked team in the country, the Reinhardt Eagles, going up against 4th-ranked Georgia Gwinnett, and that'll be here. So Reinhardt, they're going to have a lot of chances to showcase their talent and really put their stamp within that top 25, within that top 10. It starts today against Milligan, and it's going to continue going forward in that game against Georgia Gwinnett.
Dropped in with force, authority, and he'll walk. So now 2 on board for the Buffaloes. They needed that. Baird is in scoring position out at 2. Lobo will take his cuts. He's over 2.
2 men on base. I can't remember the last time I've seen 2 men on base for Milligan in this series. It's been few and far between. They haven't had a whole lot of chances to score because of how well Reinhardt's pitched.
This is the head coach of the Reinhardt Eagles, Jonathan Burton, in the mound meeting.
And this seems to just be one of those conversations where you're just trying to refocus your pitcher a little bit, make sure that he's all right. Ask him, how are you feeling? What are you seeing? Just want to make sure that he's able to retire the side and maintain his shutout performance. First real sign of trouble we've seen Tate Deering face over the course of this game, so we're going to see how he responds.
Yeah, obviously 2 on board, 1 in scoring position. Not a great feeling for the Reinhardt Eagles, so they're going to try to right the ship. And it all starts at that meeting for John Burton and his Reinhardt side. Delivered this one high, floated outside for the ball. And a reminder, with 2 on board, just 1 away.
But if you're the Buffs, you really need to try to take advantage of this. The pitching has been superb for Reinhardt over the course of this series, so you don't know how many chances you're going to get to be able to get guys on base and to be able to build any type of momentum. So when you have a chance like this one, you really need to be able to deliver.
Catcher took a shot. Hopefully he's all right. Looks like he is. Quick visit to the mound for the ump.
Boy, catcher is a thankless job, I tell you. You take a beating back there sometimes. Not really the most visible player on the team. They're wearing headgear after all, and nobody's really lauding them for their ability and what they do for teams defensively.
Deering, 1-1. Fouled off by Lobo. Rolled into the backstop. Lots of action around the country in the league and in the Appalachian Athletic Conference here regionally. Big day. So the base is now loaded for the Buffaloes of Milligan following that with just one down. And all of a sudden, a situation that seemed very well under control for the Reinhardt Eagles could become a crisis.
And now this is real trouble that Tate Deering is facing with the bases being loaded. You wonder if fatigue maybe starts to set in. Is that a factor for him right now, pitching now deep into this 6th inning? Last thing you want to see from him is him allowing a base hit.
Bases are loaded, a pair in scoring position. We've lost internet. This is the best batter in the lineup. 1 for 2 today. And this check down over at 1, not in time. He'll stay safe. 3 on board still with the bases loaded.
Cade Kelhuwahe. One of the very best players in the AAC.
One of the best in the country. And we'll see another John Burton meeting out on the mound for the Reinhardt Eagles. So while they get together, we'll take a peek up on top of the hill and see what's going on between Reinhardt and Weber International in the 4th in lacrosse. An 8-run lead. WIU out ahead of Reinhardt University, and the Eagles struggling to stay with them. That is a top-ranked matchup nationally, so exciting to see that one right here in Waleska, Georgia. Taking a look in Athens, Tennessee, the ship has been righted by the Tennessee Wesleyan Bulldogs, who were trailing to Siena Heights University and the Saints. They are now in front 9-4 in the 4th. And one more check-in, we'll head straight east to Columbia, South Carolina, and see what's going on with the Koalas. They're trailing big to the Bears in softball, 4-0, still in the 1st inning. So it's all Truett McConnell over in South Carolina. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, glad you're with us. It's AAC baseball action, Reinhardt Eagles, Milligan Buffaloes, a meeting on the mound, and a change made, Lorenzo.
A change made, and you figured that this was going to be coming after the trouble that Tate Deering was facing. He hit a batter, he walked a batter, so you could tell he was starting to get a little bit fatigued up there. Not surprising to see Coach Burton make a change.
He's going to take some time to warm up, and while he does, we'll break. And when we return, we'll have more action in Waleska, Georgia, where it's a 4-run lead for the Reinhardt University Eagles. Don't go anywhere.
Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back in North Georgia. Ball skeeters through the turf. Picked up as he comes home for the run, so the Buffaloes get one back and cut it to a 3-run advantage for the Reinhardt Eagles on the errant delivery from the mound.
And those are the kind of mistakes that we're used to seeing Reinhardt capitalize when they go up against other teams. Not used to seeing Reinhardt have many mistakes like that one. That pass ball leading to the first run of the game for the Buffs, and all of a sudden they have a little bit of life here.
Strike one. So we actually would have lost our feed, and you wouldn't be able to watch the game if we weren't hard-lined into the internet. But the problem is with the blackout, we've lost everything else about the broadcast. We've lost our live stats. We've lost our score bug. In fact, a lot of times it'll even affect the switcher and mixer we use to deliver the video and audio to you. They rely on the internet. So right now we're good to go, but we've lost our score bug.
Pretty typical for Reinhardt Wi-Fi, I'll say.
Hey, take it easy. Take it easy. Be nice to the Wi-Fi.
Someone will hear me for saying this, you know. And if I go down for it, you know.
Go down for it? What are you going to go to Guantanamo Bay?
I hope it gets better for I hope it gets better for those who are around after I'm gone.
One away, two in scoring position. The count is full. Payoff pitch. This one chopped right up the center. Pitcher onto it, and a play over at one as he wants to cut him down and send him back to the dugout. 2 away.
Now it's a nice job there by Logan Lynch, holding that base runner at third before delivering a nice ball to Nash Croll. And Logan Lynch, so far, you talk about relievers. He's been one of the more effective relievers in the country so far this season. This is his 10th appearance of the year, all of them coming out of the pen. Has a 1.47 ERA so far. I mean, how about having a guy like Logan Lynch as your setup man and then Brett Allen coming in to close the door? There's so much talent in that Reinhardt pitching staff.
Strike one, I agree. That is a very, very talented room. Reinhardt certainly capitalizes on it, and nobody better than John Burton to take advantage of having all that talent. Great recruiter, great leader for this program and the AAC. This is a really fine example of what this league and AAC baseball and athletics are all about. 2 away, 1-1. Low for the strike.
And we knew that he can develop talent and build a team and have great chemistry with a group that's been around each other for a while. We saw that with a team that had a lot of pieces that were older players last year, but really stepping up in a different way this season.
And he strikes him out to retire the side. Strike 3 will send us to the bottom half of the inning. Reinhardt Eagles a 3-run advantage on Ken White Field in North Georgia. back in North Georgia. College baseball on SCSN, 3-run game. Milligan Buffaloes taking on the Reinhardt University Eagles. Glad you're with us. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. Been a really, really good barn burner between these two so far in Appalachian Athletic Conference baseball. Reinhardt Eagles are performing as promised, but I've got to say, after they run away with it 11-0 on Friday, I don't know, it's just a little disappointing to see this one not be as exciting of a contest. Milligan came to play.
Well, you do have to be able to win in a variety of different ways if you're going to be a World Series contender, a national contender. You're not going to be able to race out and have these offensive showcases every single game. You're going to have to be able to win games playing small ball. You're going to have to be able to win games in pitchers' duels. Your defense is going to have to step up in certain matchups. Reinhardt has done a nice job of winning in a variety of different ways in the early stages of this season.
Now that number Luca Bastarino.
And we are fully without internet other than the broadcast in the press box.
Well, luckily for you at home that we're not at the mercy of this Reinhardt internet fiasco. So,
Knock on wood. This one fouled off over the top of the backstop. Hang on. That's me knocking on wood for you at home.
just know, though, if we go out, it's not our fault.
It could be. 0-2. Blasted, popped, and controlled. One away. Send him back to the dugout as the Buffaloes start this side of the inning looking good.
And Jacob Poe has been very reliable out of the bullpen for Milligan so far this year. He's making his 5th appearance of the season, each of those coming out of the pen. A .9 ERA through 10 innings of work for Jacob Poe.
Tight for the ball.
And I talked about it a little bit earlier, but outside of that 3-run second, defensively, Milligan's really tightened the screws up in this second matchup against the Eagles. Some nice plays made in the field. Rife, their starting pitcher, had a few really good strikeouts against one of the best lineups in the country. It's just unfortunate for them that they were on the wrong side of an Eagle avalanche in the second inning. But outside of that, they've performed admirably defensively and really given themselves a chance as this game continues.
1-2 low outside, almost in the dirt for ball 2. One away from a couple of moments ago. 2-2. Got a hold of it down the foul line to the left. This one way back towards the wall and teasing the pole as it's going to be controlled and 2 down. Two away in North Georgia, 3-run game. Buffaloes trying to close the door on this side. Sneak their way into the 7th. Fouled off into the backstop.
Jacob Mantooth 1 for 2 so far in this one. But you showed the game during our last, coming back from our last break, but Weber International being up 8-2 against Reinhardt in that lacrosse game.
10-2, 8 score advantage. I said run too. It's 8 score advantage, or it was in the 4th.
I can say I'm not really used to seeing our lacrosse team and facing a deficit like that. I mean, they've been so successful over the course of my time on campus and over the course of the program's existence. It's a top 5 matchup, I believe, too.
2-1. This one is dropped low and tight for a ball. Also dropped tight. This one is going to catch a strike on the corner of the zone.
Now, if you're Reinhardt, you don't want to let Milligan hang around here. You want to be able to score some runs and keep some insurance your way, provide a little bit more of a cushion.
And this one going to strike him out, as that'll retire the side. The Buffaloes cooking with gas as they send us to the 7th inning in North Georgia. We'll check in around the country. We can still do that even though we don't have internet because we're hard lined in. So that's a look up on top of the hill. 7-goal victory for Redbird International. They're able to handle the nationally ranked and one of the best teams we've seen around the league, Reinhardt Eagles. Taking a look up in southeast Tennessee, we head to Athens where it's the Bulldogs and the Saints 12-6 handling Siena Heights, the AAC team, out in front. One more check-in. We've got some softball action. We'll just poke our head into South Carolina, where it's the Bears and the Koalas. And Truett McConnell leading Columbia 4-3 in the 3rd inning on that side of things. And Lorenzo, in our game, until the network comes back up, we don't have a score bug. It's a 3-run game, 4-1. Reinhardt Eagles out in front as we're entering the 7th inning.
Typical Reinhardt Wi-Fi to be in a situation like this, so can't really say I'm surprised. Just disappointed.
Just disappointed. I felt that. Back in Waleska. Delivered with authority. He's been dealing since coming in. That's a ball.
Logan Lynch, he's been dealing the entire season so far. One of the more reliable arms out of that bullpen, and native of Cartersville, Georgia. So right up the road.
The 1-0 fouled off for strike one. One and one, roped right up the middle. This one can't be gloved as he'll be safe on the bag over at one.
Now it's a very well-hit, hard-hit ball bouncing off the glove of Louis Dion. He wasn't able to secure it cleanly. All of a sudden, we're seeing the Buffs start to get themselves back into the game. I said before, being able to just score one run gives you belief. And that's what they needed. They needed some belief. That was their first run of this series so far. Now you can tell they're playing with a different edge, a different chip on their shoulder. They believe that not only can they compete with this Reinhardt team, but they can come back and win this game.
Fouled off as that goes to the right up into the evergreens behind us. 0-1, strike two. Big cut, couldn't get a piece of it. Chop to the left side, down the line. He's going to be safe over at one, and one in scoring position at two for the Milligan Buffaloes, who are trailing by a trio.
And don't look now, but the tying run is now at the plate for the Buffs.
Now that is number one.
This game has the potential to completely flip on its head, getting themselves back into it. That error by Louis Dion, and now a base hit.
Pinch runner for the Buffaloes. out in scoring position at 2. They want to get that lead run home. Would make it a 2-run game.
Number 3, Spence.
Now, from what we've seen from Milligan over these past few seasons, you knew that they weren't going to go away quietly into the night. You knew that they were going to make this a series. And a little bit late arriving, you talked about the long trip that they had to take to make it here to Waleska. So maybe that played a factor, but they seem to be getting comfortable here at Ken White Field.
This one bunted down the foul line and goes foul.
You see they're trying to play a little bit of small ball there, maybe advance that lead runner. Nice test for Logan Lynch. We're going to see how he responds.
0-2. Just got a piece of that, and they're going to send him back to the dugout. So Reinhardt retires one, and the Milligan Buffaloes still 2 on board, 1 in scoring position. 3-run game, 4-1. Our scorebook is broken because the internet is down. We're hardwired into another facility, unbelievably, is the only reason you're still able to see the game. Good call by David Finney. That's a good heads-up play on the internet. Dropped in for the strike. Gary Justice checking in. KCU taking on the U Pike Bears. Thanks for tuning in, Gary. KCU leading 11-1 in the 4. Or rather, U Pike is leading KCU, the Knights, 11-1 in the 4th inning. Bears are looking for the sweep in that game. This one fouled off to the right into the dugout of the Buffaloes. Taylor Novinger turned in from Columbia, South Carolina, but he's not a koala. He's CIU Ram, the voice of the Rams. Thanks for watching, Taylor.
I have a cousin that plays baseball for the CIU Rams.
1 away. 0-2, and he's going to deliver to Croll, trying to cut down the runner. Can't get there in time.
Bryce Berkey, the Knoxville, Tennessee native. He went to Farragut High School. Another Reinhardt athlete that went to Farragut High School. Football player Jake Wallace, tight end for Reinhardt's football team this past season.
0-2, low outside ball.
They're going to need Bryce Berkey to get going. In games that he's been able to find success at the plate, those are the games where Milligan's offense takes another level, takes a leap.
This one sent to the right side. It's free past 1. Here comes the lead runner down the line, and he is safe for another run for the Milligan Buffaloes as they make it 4-2, just trailing by a pair in North Georgia to the Reinhardt Eagles.
And right on cue, Bryce Berkey stepping up with that RBI single. In games where he's able to make his presence felt offensively, those are the games where Milligan's offense really takes off. They become a different team when Bryce Berkey is able to find success. All of a sudden, Milligan, they now have more hits than Reinhardt in this game, 5-4, only trailing by 2 runs. Really putting themselves in position and putting pressure on the hometown Eagles.
Fouled off. Again, 2-run game, 4-2. We're without network in Waleska, Georgia. Can someone call the cable company? This one fouled off right towards us in the booth.
There's more thoughts I have on it, but I'll leave it alone. But for a team like Milligan right on the edge of the top 25, these are the type of games and the type of series that you really want to be able to find your footing in, be able to put it on your resume.
This one dropped in quickly. 1 away. Bases have runners on the corners, 1 in scoring position. That was ball 1.
Those are the type of games that when you talk about at the end of the season, are you a playoff team?
1-2, fouled off.
These are the games in the series that the selectors look at to see, okay, how did they play against this team that's ranked 6th in the country on the road? How did they perform? How did they conduct themselves? And anytime you're able to hang in there and be competitive, it's a notch under your belt. But, of course, you want to be able to get a win and say, hey, we beat the 6th-ranked team in the country at their place. Milligan got a couple crucial wins against top-ranked opponents late in the season last year as well as in the AAC tournament.
Suffers that third strike, and he'll go back to the dugout with 2 away.
That's big time from Logan Lynch because Baird has been on fire for Milligan in his last 2 ABs, coming away with singles.
2 away, runners on the corners in a 2-run game, 4-2. Reinhardt in the lead. The Buffaloes got 1 run back moments ago. And the go-ahead run is standing at the plate. Our score bug is off because the network is down. But we're hardlined to another facility, so we've still got video streaming to you. We apologize, and we're hoping the network will bounce back soon. Fouled off. Right side, this back into the Evergreens.
Bryce Saferwich, formerly of Florida Southern, native of Richmond, Virginia. Very nice season thus far for the Buffs, batting .311 with 17 RBIs.
This one dropped in with authority. 2 away. Count filling quickly, battling against it. Again, a runner in scoring position over on third in a 2-run game. 2-1. And this one is going to be strike 2. Took a huge swing, just couldn't get a hold of it.
So the Buffs were able to find some success in the previous inning. They were able to score. They were able to score another run here in this one. Just creeping up very slowly.
2-2, fouled off to the left, and he'll stay alive at the plate.
Again, any opportunity that you have against a pitching staff like Reinhardt, a team like Reinhardt, you need to be able to convert.
And this one a check-in over on the bag at 1.
We saw Nash Croll ready to make his way to the dugout.
He wanted it. He wanted it. They wouldn't give it to
I
him.
mean, sometimes players try to influence the decisions of the umpires and officials out there. Like, hey, I'm going to the dugout. It's obviously an out, right?
Obviously made it. I love it. Two away, runners on the corners. The 2-2. And the low swing will retire the side. Reinhardt Eagles strike him out. He goes down swinging. We go to the bottom half. back in North Georgia, Juan Pablo Morales leading off for the Reinhardt Eagles on this side of the inning. It's a 4-2 game, the 2-run advantage in the hands of the Reinhardt University Eagles. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, a really good one underway. Lorenzo, Reinhardt has a chance to set the tone down the back stretch as this one is blasted deep into the center back towards the wall. He looks like he's going to be able to control it, and center field sends him back to the dugout.
And not really the way that you want to get things started here in the bottom of the 7th. Want to try to come up with some insurance, want to create more of a gap between you and the opposing team, especially with Milligan creeping up to now only trailing by 2 runs. Reinhardt's gotten really cold at the plate. They need to try to get something, anything here in this inning.
Low for the ball, following that first strike. Now 1 away, obviously.
And Poe remaining on the mound. He's blanked the Eagles over the course of his shift so far.
Suffer strike 2.
Facing off against Louis Dion, a player with a scorching hot bat. We're going to see if Dion stays hot here.
And this one going to send him back to the dugout.
If you're a fan of the Buffs, this is exactly what you wanted to see, especially when your team goes down early, 4 runs to nothing. They've hung around. Their pitching staff has been able to hold this Reinhardt lineup at bay. They've made some nice defensive plays in the field, and they have themselves right in the thick of it.
With 2 away, that was a quick ball.
Robert Phelps 2 for 3 on the day.
The 1-0 results in a quick ball 2. So I learned something. I might be giving away too much sauce here. Might get in some umpire trouble.
It's never too much.
So that's strike number 1. 2 away, count 2-1. 2-run game, 4-2. Reinhardt leads. Our score bug is down because the internet is down. We're just hardlined to a different building. Big swing for strike 2. So when the ump checks in, when he looks down the line and he checks in, if he uses one hand, he's looking and he's saying, back me up. He says, I'm looking to you, back me up. If he uses 2 hands, he's saying, help me here. I really don't know what the call is. Secret code. Holds off on this, the 2-2.
You should see a lot more 2-handed.
Lorenzo played football. He's a graduate student at Reinhardt, and you are the biggest hater of officials in the world, my friend. This one roped to the outfield, deep back towards the wall, straight back center, field controlled. That retires the side, so we'll break and return. Reinhardt, 2-run advantage down the back door in Waleska, Georgia.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
In North Georgia, two-run game, Reinhardt out ahead by a pair, 4-2. Fouled off over the top of the backstop. That one actually goes over to the storage house. I thought that was popping straight back. It flies right.
So Milligan's down to their final 6 outs of this game. They've done a nice job of being able to hang around, and now it seems like their bats are beginning to build some momentum. You just hope for them it's not too little too late. You want to see if they're going to be able to finish off this rally that they've been building for themselves.
Quickly suffers strike 2.
Logan Lynch remaining on the mound for the Eagles.
0-2. That's ball 1 as it's outside. Lynch, the 1-2. Count filling. Rocks and delivers the 2-2 as it's fouled off into the backstop.
And obviously the first game of this series was all Reinhardt, but we're starting to see the competitiveness pick up in this game. It's starting to feel like those playoff matchups that we saw between these two teams. The importance of every single pitch, great plays made in the field on both sides defensively.
2-2 is sent left. This one down and controlled out at the wall, but he is easily safe on the bag over at 1 for the Milligan Buffaloes.
And the Buffaloes staying hot. Staying hot. They now have 4 hits across these last 3 innings and really putting pressure on Reinhardt. Logan Lynch has been one of their better relievers, and they are making life very difficult for him. Keeping themselves in the game is what they were able to do early on, and now they're looking to put themselves on top, potentially tie it up or take the lead. Running out of time, but they're coming up right on time with some nice plays.
This one roped left side and free into the outfield as we've got 2 on board. Just enough space for that one to leak through. The Milligan Buffaloes have 1 in scoring position, the lead runner at second base.
And that was Cade Kilowahe making another tremendous play for his team. And again, you just felt like they were just hanging around and they were within striking distance, but Reinhardt was in control. Now, this has a chance to go off the rails for the hometown Eagles with the go-ahead run coming up to the plate.
Timeout for the Milligan Buffaloes. While they take a timeout, we'll peek around. What's going on top of the hill? Are we all done upstairs? Looks like we are. This is a replay available now of that one between Weber International and Reinhardt University. I'm assuming they've wrapped in Southeast Tennessee between the Bulldogs and Siena Heights. Yes, and you can check out the replay on the TWU Bulldogs Athletics streaming channel. And still going in the 4th inning where it's Truett McConnell's 6th. The Koalas scoreless in Columbia, South Carolina. In our game, it's 4-2. Reinhardt Eagles in the lead by a pair of runs. The Milligan Buffaloes, 2 runners on board. On this side of the inning, they've got a lead runner out at 2 in scoring position. Lynch dealing for the Reinhardt Eagles. Chop to the right. This one escapes as well. We could see a run scored He's around to 3 and stops to stay safe deep in scoring position. The bases loaded in Waleska, Georgia.
3 consecutive singles, putting a lot of pressure on Logan Lynch on the mound. And they're ramping it up right now, and you can see the energy just really pick up for Milligan, and it really started around that 4th, 5th inning where they began to build some sort of belief within themselves that they can win this ball game, and then score 1 run in the 6th, score 1 run in the 7th. Reinhardt's not able to put anything on the board. You continue to just hang around. Bases loaded, no outs on the board. A tremendous chance here to add at least 1 run to your total and really put the 6th-ranked team in the country on the ropes.
Fouled off over the top of the backstop for strike 1 with the bases loaded. Leading by a pair of runs, the Reinhardt Eagles trying to close the door on this side with just 1 away. Lynch, the 1-1. Got a hold of it. Center field. Controlled. Tagged up and staying over at 3. 2 down.
Very important there is holding that runner at 3rd, not allowing a run. So we're going to have a mound visit with Coach Burton.
Understandably so. Burton will come out and check in for the Reinhardt Eagles with Lynch in a high-pressure situation. Bases loaded, 2-run game. Milligan Buffaloes threatening to come back. Get out ahead of the Reinhardt Eagles in the late stages between these two. In Waleska, it's a 2-run game as Brett Allen onto the mound for the Reinhardt Eagles. 4-2. Reinhardt leads. Gabriel Schreiler, Enzo Robinson. Reinhardt trying to hang on to this lead. Loaded bases for the Buffaloes and 1 away.
Not the best start to the outing for Brett Allen, hitting a player with a pitch and loading the bases yet again for the Milligan Buffaloes. That was Jones that he hit in the back right there, and Brett Allen, he's just been so consistent for Reinhardt over the course of his Eagle career. Preseason All-American. we've seen Coach Burton put him in a lot of different situations over the course of his time at Reinhardt. Now he has to step up yet again for his squad. Bases are loaded for the Milligan Buffaloes. Pitch from Allen, swing and a miss for strike number 2. Now there's something to be said about your coach having this type of trust in you coming in with 2 runners on, 2 runners in scoring position. As this one is ripped into center field, 1 run scores for Milligan, and they have tied this ball game up here at Ken White Field. Just with the doctor ordered for the Milligan Buffaloes, their offense has really picked up as this game has continued. 7 hits across these last 3 innings, and they add another one to their total. 9 total hits in this game. 4-4 is your score. Base is still loaded for the Milligan Buffaloes as well. And we saw there Berkey was thinking bunt there. So Coach Burton obviously trusts Brett Allen in situations like these, but maybe walking into a danger zone with the way that the Milligan bats have began to catch fire. Swing and a miss there from Berkey in strike number 2. And there's never a clear answer of when you should make a pitching change, how to do certain things, and how to start shifts for your pitchers, but Coach Burton, obviously a lot of faith in Brett Allen. We're going to see if Brett Allen proves him right. Swing and a miss for strike number 3, and Allen's first strikeout in this game. So down goes Berkey. He's now 1 for 4 in this ball game, and we're going to make our way back to the top of this Milligan order. Baird, the shortstop, coming up to bat. 2 for 4 so far in this ball game. Bases remain loaded for the Buffaloes. Swing and a miss there from Baird, and strike number 1. Allen needs to try to get things back on the rails for the Reinhardt Eagles, and it's just been a perfect storm for Milligan. The bats got cold for Reinhardt. They began to pick up some momentum and get themselves back into it. Dion retrieves it, makes the throw to Croll to retire the side. So the Buffaloes, 2 runs in the top of the 8th. As we get set to change sides, all the pressure now on the Reinhardt Eagles. Here in Waleska, getting set to get things going here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The score is 4-4. The Milligan Buffaloes and the 6th-ranked Reinhardt Eagles all tied up here at Ken White Field. Cade Shamlee now at the plate. Sham Lee still searching for his first hit of the ball game. He's 0 for 3 thus far. Poe remains on the mound for Milligan. He's been one of the best relievers in the country. He's continued to be that here today, blanking the Reinhardt Eagles in his shift thus far. And Reinhardt's bat's going cold directly coincides with the insertion of Poe into the game. He's been phenomenal on the mound, and then Milligan in the field tightening the screws defensively. But Poe has just confounded this Reinhardt lineup. Right now the count stands at 2-2. Eagles looking for an answer. Poe with the pitch. Outside, off the plate, ball number 3. Buff showing some toughness, some mettle in this game. Lost that first one in a drubbing 11-0. Sham Lee pops this one straight up into the air, and it goes on the wrong side of the Milligan dugout. But they lost the first one in an 11-0 drubbing. They were down 4-0 early on in this one. It seemed like it was going to be another game where it was going to be all Reinhardt here at Ken White Field. Milligan hanging tough and putting themselves in position to come away with a big-time upset victory. Sham Lee watching that one go past him for ball number 4. He makes his way to first base. Man on for the Reinhardt Eagles with Nash Croll coming up to bat. It's been a quiet day for Nash Croll thus far. Still searching for his first hit. He's 0 for 2 in this game. He was walked in his last plate appearance. We're going to see what Nash Croll can do here, if he can play the role of hero here at Ken White Field, something he's done many times before. And we're going to see Poe check in with Sham Lee over at first. Something that teams are very aware of is the aggressiveness of Reinhardt in terms of their base running. You know that Coach Burton is going to be aggressive when it comes to telling guys when and how to go. And we're going to see how Poe approaches this AB going up against Nash Croll. Definitely don't want to throw him something right down the middle if you can help it, because he can take anything yard at any given moment. 2 consecutive pitches low and into the dirt, wanting to see if he's going to chase something. Great plate discipline there by 30. Another check-in at first, just making sure that Sham Lee is comfortable, making sure he's not creeping, trying to get himself into position. What a time this would be for Nash Croll to make his presence felt offensively. Poe dealing, and a strike. Milligan trying to get themselves into the top 25, and this would be a very big boost to their resume, a much needed boost to their resume, defeating a top 10 opponent.
"3-1 is caught by Croll and sent left side. This one down towards the wall. Nash Croll catches that and sends it out of here.
And Nash Croll stepping up for Reinhardt yet again. We've seen him time and time again play the role of hero for the Eagles over the course of his career. Nash Croll stepping up in a major way. His first hit of the game. How about a 2-run shot, a no-doubter, and a bat flip for good measure.
Big guy, big hit, sends it yard. I think they saw that one in Nova Scotia. That makes it 6-4. Reinhardt University back out in front by a pair of runs on the bottom side of the 8th inning against the Milligan Buffaloes. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. We still don't have internet, but we cheated and got our score bug back. Bunt, right side, down to 1. He's safe. Unreal. What a hustle play.
And we see the old guys, the old guard stepping up for Reinhardt. Nash Croll with the home run, and right after that, Adrian Vargas getting on board with that single by way of that bunt. Two leaders on the team stepping up in a major way. Just what the doctor ordered for the Reinhardt Eagles when it seemed like Milligan had all the momentum in the world. Reinhardt's two returners stepping up and showing out. It's unfortunate for Poe because he had been pitching so well for Milligan. And in one fell swoop almost, it just seems like things have gotten away from him and his team a little bit. And we're going to have a mound visit. It's going to be the catcher, Kelo Wahe. He's going to have a conversation with Poe. And Milligan had done a nice job of staying in this game. Poe, being placed into it, did a nice job of holding Reinhardt scoreless for 3 consecutive innings. We saw the screws really get tight for Milligan defensively. Plenty of tremendous extra effort plays made all throughout. Just like that, Nash Croll making all that for naught, putting Milligan behind the 8 ball once again, backs against the wall. The last thing they need is for Reinhardt to score any more runs, making it even more difficult going to the 9th inning.
Milligan Buffaloes on the road taking on the Reinhardt University Eagles in Appalachian Athletic Conference Baseball. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, and it's come down to the wire between these two and what promises to be a really exciting finish.
Really exciting finish indeed. And at a point, it looked like we were going to be headed towards, again, another dominant performance for the home team, a dominant Reinhardt victory. But as this game continued, it got really tight. We saw nice defensive plays made on both sides. The game starting to resemble more of those showdowns that we saw last season between these two teams. Milligan once again showing that they are a squad that can compete with the top of this conference. They're trying to show that they can beat the top of this conference and come away with a victory.
Now on the mound for the Milligan Buffaloes, Austin Maxey.
So it's going to be a pitching change here. Poe's day is done. He was phenomenal over the course of his shift. That 2-run shot from Nash Croll, and then that bunt from Adrian Vargas, putting a damper on what was a nice outing for him out of the pen.
Spend some time getting warmed up, getting loose. And there's a look at where we're at. 6-4 Reinhardt Eagles out ahead of the Buffaloes of Milligan. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, glad you're with us. We probably have time to peek at what's going on in South Carolina, don't we?
I think we have a little bit of time.
8-3, Truett McConnell University Bears leading the Koalas in the 4th inning. An AAC softball action between those two. That's a lot of fun. And in our game, we are really close. A pair of runs separating us after Nash Croll crushed one over the left field wall to give Reinhardt this advantage. Can the Buffaloes hold them off?
We're going to see, and it's going to be really due to their play defensively. They were so stout over the course of the middle part of this game. Poe doing a nice job on the mound. We saw some great plays made in the field. They have to get back to that. They're going to have to shake off that Nash Croll home run and really try to keep themselves within striking distance. 2 runs is not insurmountable, but if Reinhardt's able to put anything else on the board, then you're really asking a lot.
Got a hold of it, center field. This one controlled and sending him back to the dugout. Not quite able to get enough underneath of that, but a nice strike of the ball by Boscarino.
And that's exactly the way that Austin Maxey wanted to start out his shift, being able to retire that first batter.
Iceman.
We've already seen a solo shot out of Mr. Iceman today. Dropped in with authority for our first ball with one away.
And if you've seen Nash Croll over the course of this season, you just felt like he was due to make something happen, specifically with his team needing him and late in the game. It just seems like he lives for moments like that one. Counts 1-0, Adrian Vargas at first.
There's a look at Vargas hanging out over on first. Called a hold of it.
Now Reinhardt definitely wants to try to pour it on a little bit here, add a few more to their advantage, and put even more pressure with Milligan down to their last 3 outs potentially going into the 9th.
Count filling up quickly. One away for Iceman and the Reinhardt Eagles. Maxey on top of the mound, the 2-2. Iceman gets a hold of it, fouls off over the top of the backstop as Vargas will return to 1.
Maxey's a guy who's played a ton of baseball for the Buffs over the course of his career. This is his 3rd season as a member of the Milligan baseball team, making his 40th appearance of his career. 36 of those coming in relief.
2-2. Got a hold of this as well to the left side, down the track, trying to get under the ball, and the play down along the edge of the dugout as Iceman got a hold of it, went foul. Iceman in some real danger.
He's 1 for 3 so far in this game, but that one was a loud one, that home run that came earlier, that solo shot, and how important, we're looking back, how important that solo home run was. For a long time, that was the only hit that Reinhardt had in the middle part of this game. In a game that's now a 2-run game, every single play matters.
Here's the delivery. And that'll strike him out. Iceman sent back to the dugout. 2 away in North Georgia. That's a huge punch out for the Milligan Buffaloes.
You have to try to keep Reinhardt at bay here. You cannot allow them to be able to extend their advantage. Now, if you're Reinhardt, you want to continue to pour it on. You want to extend your advantage. You want to put more pressure on Milligan.
Play out at 2, and now in scoring position is one Mr. Adrian Vargas.
And that's him doing what he does best, using his wheels, his athleticism to put himself in the scoring position and opening up a chance for Reinhardt to be able to put another run on the board.
Two-run game, 6-4. Reinhardt leads, trying to cushion it. One runner in scoring position out at 2 and Adrian Vargas. This one caught, driven back left side, and it'll retire the side in North Georgia between the Buffaloes and the Eagles. Say hello to the 9th inning. in North Georgia College baseball on the Southeast Sports Network. It's a 2-run game as we've made it to the final inning of play between the Eagles and the Buffaloes. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, Reinhardt University leading 6-4 and trying to fend off the Milligan Buffaloes to close out this 9th inning.
It's going to come down to Brett Allen on the mound for the Reinhardt Eagles, trying to secure the victory. Uphill battle for Milligan down to their last 3 outs. We're going to see if the Buffs have any more magic left in their bats, if they have another rabbit that they can pull out of the hat.
Allen lasers this across for our first ball. At the plate, 0 for 3 today, the DH. Gets a hold of it. Allen controls. Look out over at first. He's gone. 1 away.
Such a nice player, overall nice player, not just a guy who can deal it on the mound, but also active when it comes to retrieving those type of ground balls, a Gold Glove winner. Now just 2 outs left for Milligan to try to get themselves back into this ball game.
A lot of digging to do. This one floated over for a ball. 1 away. Lobo was 1 for 3. Lobo holds off, ball 2. Two-0. Chopped. Along the line, this one comes down in play as Lobo touches the bag at 1 and will stay safe on board.
And when it was in the air, it just had that look that it was going to be perfect. It was going to go right to the corner, a spot where no one could get to it in time. Iceman was hustling, trying to make it over there, but he just couldn't. Lobo getting going now. The go-ahead run at the plate. And Cade Hawaii.
Kealawahe fouls off. He is 2 for 4 today. Batting .400 this year. 1 away, 1 on board. Allen will deliver the 1-1. Kealawahe, hey, back towards the wall left side, controlled, and he'll head back to the dugout. 2 down for the Reinhardt Eagles, who are trying to close out the Milligan Buffaloes in game 2 of 3.
Now it's a very well-hit ball. You can see the entire field just looking with bated breath, trying to figure out where it was going to land. Luckily for the Eagles, it has warning track power. Milligan down to their final out of this ball game.
We'll have game 3 for you as well coming up next on the Southeast Sports Network. Wherever you're watching now, you can watch game 3 there, whether it's ETC Now, local cable, Cherokee and Pickens County, the YouTube channel of the Reinhardt Eagles, SESNsports.com, Fire TV, Roku stream, the SESN YouTube channel. We're there and look forward to having you with us. 1 on board over at first for the Buffaloes. Allen with 2 away, the 1-1. Really tight, ball 2.
Can Brett Allen slam the door shut here like we've seen him do so many times before?
2-1, strike 2, right on the edge of the zone. Two. Chopped right to Allen. Look out over at first. And that'll do it for game 2. Reinhardt University's Eagles take the second game of a 3-game series, 6-4 the final, as they claim the victory, Lorenzo.
And this is the kind of game that you would love to see a team like Reinhardt be able to finish out. Started off fast, things got a little bit rocky in that middle portion of the game, but able to come away with the victory. Nash Croll having that big-time 2-run shot, proving to be the difference.
Well, we'll have Game 3 and hope you'll join us for it. It should be a good one. Excited for the action, so don't go anywhere. This has been a presentation of the Southeast Sports Network and Tri-Media. All games and events airing on our networks are broadcast live and are copyright material. Today's game will be archived and available for replay inside of the app or platform where you watched it. For the Eagles, the Buffaloes, Lorenzo Robinson, our crew, I'm Gabriel Schrei. 6-4 your final. Reinhardt, the victory in Game 2.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
The most thrilling moments from your favorite local teams, only on the Southeast Sports Network. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-winning goals, we bring you all the highlights that make the Southeast the heart of sports. Don't miss out. Tune in anytime, anywhere, and relive the action like never before. The action lives on our YouTube channel, but you can watch highlights many different ways by visiting our website. The Southeast Sports Network, where every play matters.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
My character, Shazam, knows all about growing up in a family full of teenage superheroes. They're bold.
Where's everyone going?
To fight crime.
Okay.
Adventurous. Shazam! There's never a dull moment. And no matter what happens, they'll always have your back. All they need is a place to grow and be themselves. And the best part is, you don't have to be a superhero to adopt a teen. Learn more about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
It helped me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in.